Can we get some sounds?
They're
blah blah.
Okay,
yeah, we're done.
Everybody's we're reading
so,
good.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
as I'm saying, anytime if we're gonna get flyers, we need to go with these guys.
Okay.
It's 2,000
Perfect. Perfect.
So,
Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast. This is the box. We've got David Waverly.
That's what they call me around this motherfucker.
That's right. And we've got Scruff.
Scruffy, here in the corner. We actually we did never move around. So we need to
Hey, that's okay. We can learn to adjust. But we do.
And we're adjusting.
We are adjusting very well.
Come around a little bit.
Very well.
Joining us today.
Oh, yes. Special guest.
Here's the thing. We're all pretty fucking old here on this show. And just perhaps a tad out of touch with the younger generation.
I don't know if I'd go with pretty fucking old. We're a little older.
We're a little old.
I'd say we're probably more out of touch than we are old.
But we're pretty fucking cool, though.
I mean...
Yeah, we're hip.
We are pretty fucking cool.
We're cool, but we're not hip.
So
for being 40 years old, we're not.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We are hipper than the average 40-year-old, I suppose.
but we're getting off the track.
But here's the thing. We're joined today by 18-year-old B-Mac. From Round the Way.
B-Mac from Round the Way.
How's it going?
What up, B-Mac, representing the younger generation.
The millennials. The millennials.
Millennials.
Answer me this.
Fucking love millennials.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Well, that's a blanket statement. There's nothing wrong with me.
Hold on. It's a blanket statement, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you are here representing an entire generation.
That's pretty blanket.
That's blanket too. But
so why do you guys gotta be
questions?
Why do you guys gotta be pampered? Why do you have to be told good job all the time?
Well,
why do you think
very much as a millennial?
No, yeah, for
millennials
sure.
expect
feelings
you.
are definitely more than
it's a self-esteem thing.
Self-esteem.
In the culinary world, it keeps me going. Appreciation keeps me going.
Okay, let's talk about the culinary world for a second. You're studying culinary right now, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What are you trying to get out of that?
Oh, I want to become an Italian chef. My number one
goal. Hold on, an Italian?
Hold on. First of all,
an Italian chef?
You will never be an Italian chef.
Never.
You're going to be an American chef.
I want to be a chef in the Italian cuisine. Make the Italian cuisine. All right then. My number one goal. Okay. My number one goal is to get a restaurant in Vegas, my own restaurant.
Oh, see, now you're talking my language.
Definitely.
Vegas is where it's at, son.
Restaurant
Vegas is a food town.
Definitely shooting for the stars. Vegas is definitely a food town. I'm going to talk about Vegas for just a second. I started it. You have started it because I'm going to let you know a special presentation is probably going to be out before this announcement hits the internet. Your boy David Waverly's headed to Vegas. I'm going to document the whole thing. It's going to be the shit, and it'll be entertaining for everybody. But it's going to be entertaining for me. Let me say that. This is for me, because I love Vegas so much that I'm going to be like, it's going to be something I can watch like over and over again as a sick thing. Like I'll be in my room with nobody else in it. And
with the lights off.
With the lights off.
Blanket over your head.
What is David Waverly going to be doing?
Anyway, so the millennials. This is the time to pile on. We've got one here with us. He's actually here to defend himself.
No, I actually like that the self-esteem thing for being a cook or whatever.
The feelings are definitely
feelings are big. They just
I want to use
you
that to fuel the fire of my being a cook or whatever. I can dig it. That's cool. That's a lot better than saying something like I need a job. I'm gonna go flip fries.
But a millennial needs it to be told every time you talk to him. That's what the problem is.
Is that true? Do you need to be told how cool you are or how great you are?
We really need the millennials.
Wonderful compliments dropped on you all the time?
No, because I don't get that. So I don't understand.
As millennials all together, though, do they need that? Is that something that they're all about?
Yeah, I understand. Some people have different mindsets, but I don't have that mindset.
Well, that's good.
All right, let me ask you this. This is the really what really matters. How do you take your toast?
That's a
Any way it comes.
No.
Quick draw.
Good answer.
not bad,
That's a
actually.
good answer.
Yeah.
But how about a real answer? How do you prepare your toast?
What
Like,
is
what's
your
the proper
toast?
way to have
That's
toast?
what we're looking for here. Is
What do you put on? Butter, jelly,
consider
sour cream?
really good proper
sour
toast,
cream.
real toast.
Cream
Sour
cheese.
cream?
Hey, people put sour
Who
cream.
knows
on
sour
toast.
cream? Hot
No,
sauce? I don't fucking
Peanut
know.
butter?
There,
honestly,
there's this restaurant
honey,
I went to
peanut
once
butter.
that
Bananas?
had a
Peanut
toast bar.
Cinnamon and sugar?
So,
That's a little extreme, if you ask me.
What do you put- David, what do you put on your
I
toast?
could talk about that restaurant for half an hour. They had an everything bar.
No, the proper way to have toast is butter and strawberry jelly. Everybody knows this.
You know what?
Butter and strawberry white. I think butter and grape.
No, that's not right.
I've been lately.
incorrect.
I've been having my toast with butter and then like a few drops of pancake syrup just sort of spread across.
That's not good.
It's interesting. I prefer cinnamon and sugar and butter.
Well, that's cinnamon toast. That's different, man. That's not the same thing.
Are you fucking kidding
cinnamon
me?
toast
Hold
is
on a
something
second.
different. Cinnamon toast is its own category. It's its own entity. It doesn't have anything to do with like regular toast.
That made no zero. That's 0 cents. It's toast. Toast.
Toast
and
is
I
toast.
added butter.
Texas toast counts. If somebody had said Texas toast, I'd be like, it's toast. That counts.
Exactly.
Come on.
Sourdough bread.
All right,
Toast.
fine.
If somebody said toasted sourdough, I'd
Yeah.
be like, fair enough. It's toast.
So, but you're putting on
If
butter,
it's bread
sugar,
and it's burnt.
and cinnamon.
Good enough.
Just like you're putting on butter and jelly.
I don't know. I guess I never considered. I always considered that to be a separate thing. That wasn't like toast. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to come. It has
It's
to
called
come.
cinnamon toast,
I know,
right?
that has to come. I guess here's the difference: is that I always made cinnamon toast in the oven, like under the broiler, right?
No,
Other toast comes in the fucking toaster.
no.
Because
put
you wanna
toast
cook it
in the
with the-
toaster,
No.
and then you put butter on it.
Oh man,
and then you
listen.
sprinkle sugar and
Okay,
cinnamon.
hold on. Wait a minute.
No,
This is
no.
how you make cinnamon toast.
Bullshit. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Let me say my piece. This is how cinnamon toast is made. You have like a pizza pan or like a whatever the fuck, an aluminum pan. You put butter on it, cinnamon and sugar, and you put it under the broiler, and that's how it cooks, so that the cinnamon and the sugar all fucking meshes together.
Caramelized.
Caramelizes. That's the
Definitely
word,
best
right?
way, yeah.
That's how you make cinnamon toast.
Okay,
That's
hold
why
on.
it was
But
different
you're making
from
cinnamon toast,
any
though, right?
other toast is made in the toaster. That's what I'm not saying.
bread still
I'm not
gets
ar- I'm-
toasted.
That's
Bread
not,
gets toasted.
No,
For sure. I'm not arguing that it's not toast
If you
anymore.
toast it with a blowtorch, it's still toast. In my opinion. However, I'd like to know.
I'm not saying that's the qualifier. I'm not arguing against cinnamon toast being toast
Okay.
anymore. I'm
All right,
talking
good.
about the proper way
Yeah,
to
I'm-
make cinnamon toast and why there's a difference between
This-
that
this-
and fucking other pieces.
It's the same
other kinds
thing
of
as
toast
the-
that comes
Hey,
out of
I'm
the
milk-
toaster.
milk and hot cocoa or water and hot cocoa?
Cinnamon especially, so
Same scenario right now.
yeah.
Let's.
It's
Here
still
we
hot
go.
cocoa.
We've got. Okay.
Before we spin too far off. Okay, so P-Mac, with your millennial perspective, what is the millennial way of doing toast? Not necessarily your personal favorite,
is
but
the
what's like
millennial
the
way
style
of doing
now?
toast?
I'm guessing you put
It's gotta
Tide packets on it.
No.
Can I? We're gonna have to ask about that because I'm kind of mystified by the Tide packets thing. Our generation
Yeah,
would
break
not
that
have
down.
done that stupid
Explain
shit.
Tide packets.
Well, I just knew it as a trend. I guess it was a trend for a while, but never seen anybody do it. I never even heard about anybody dying. I've never seen a picture of somebody actually or a video of somebody actually eating one. They just like.
That was a YouTube challenge or some shit,
they
wasn't
just
it?
busted
It
in
was
their
some kind
mouth.
of stupid
Tide
thing where they were
Pod
basically
challenge.
like, see how long you can put one of these
Did
dissolvable
you see the
Tide
guy
Pods in
dabbing
your
one,
fucking
though?
mouth.
Oh my god!
And,
What? No,
you know-
I didn't. Somebody dabbed a.
Yes, you should look that up on YouTube and like he.
No, I shouldn't.
He has a dab, one of those electric dabs going, and he busts open the Tide Pod over the thing and just
No,
rips
I don't
it.
need to see that.
rips it. And at the end,
I'm
eats
kind
it
of
up.
intrigued.
Die?
I'm kind of
no.
intrigued.
No, he
It's
likes
fake.
it.
I'm
He likes
intrigued.
it.
I'm
Probably
intrigued.
fake.
I want to see a fucking idiot
No,
do this.
no, it's not fake. Look it up. It's not fake. If you watch it,
I'm just
you'll know
saying,
not
if it's
fake.
interesting enough to watch, it's probably fake.
Just
'cause
like
he
the
should've
guy
died.
vaping a Carolina Reaper. That guy should have died, but he didn't die.
Yeah, at least that's food.
That's death in
This
a
is
bag.
organic. But yeah,
By the way,
this
we
is
still have
okay,
2 of
yeah.
those available for the next
Those
person.
things
who
are
has to eat
extremely
one.
old. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, they did that to Gunner like 9 months ago. Those things are very old now. I can't. They're not moldy or anything.
Well, they were in the freezer for most of that time.
I'm
They're
just
not gonna
saying.
go
Well,
bad.
they're
They're
probably
dried.
fierce enough that the mold dies whenever
dried
it tries to
peppers.
eat it. So, I just wanted to point that out about the Carolina Reapers that are stocked away waiting for some opportunity in the future. They're not fresh. How do millennials feel about storing peppers for a long time? Do they have any insight on that us old-timers need?
No, but I know they're dried peppers, so they're not going to go bad for a while.
That's probably true. Okay, so...
where the fuck were we?
Oh, I know.
We jumped all over the place. We had a good time.
My question that I wanted to ask
time.
the millennials is, why does it take you 2 energy drinks to do fucking anything?
Well, because people like to stay up all night, but I personally don't like energy drinks because it makes my head hurt.
Oh,
hey,
here we go. Listen,
Okay.
why? Let me start here. Do you have your driver's license yet, Mr. 18-year-old?
No, sir. I do
No.
not.
Can you explain to me why kids are not immediately getting their driver's licenses anymore? Because when it was back in my day, the day I turned 16, I took my test and I got my license. I couldn't fucking wait to borrow mom and dad's car and drive around. Why does nobody care anymore?
Well, I guess it's me being lazy, but I don't have the people I'm living with don't really they're not pushing it.
I'm not talking about you personally.
Yeah.
Because it's every teenager I know. They're not getting their driver's license until, their senior year of high school later.
It's too big of a step. Everyone's too scared to take that big of a step.
That's why.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Is
that
ridiculous.
I mean, that's
Tell me why.
From other
Break
people,
it down, chop it up.
From other people's perspectives, I guess that would be the thing.
I guess it's getting to be a bigger...
things like that. Okay, like what you guys asked earlier, why do millennials want to get pampered? The reason they don't want to get their license and get a car is because things like that don't get given to you, and they're waiting for it to just come. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
The people who do have their license and do have a car, probably their parents probably bought their car. I know a few kids from school who maybe bought their own car, but things like
Because
that.
why? Because they worked?
Yeah, because they worked.
Okay.
And then the kids who need pampered got their cars.
When I was in school, I'd say probably...
Where's the work
the vast
ethic, I
majority of
guess?
kids
That's
didn't
what
Zero.
own cars.
But,
Actually, when I was in school, I gotta say, when I got my license, I was 17. I got my permit, and then it ran
I was
out,
15
and I had to
and
go
a half,
down.
man, got that permit.
I had to go down and get this sort of renewed permit, and I read it very carefully, and it basically said, this is the same shit as a driver's license, you just don't have a real license. But I didn't have to have a driver with me anymore. So I was like, well, fuck, I don't need a license. I got this stupid extended permit thing. I can fucking run on this for a solid year. So that's what I did. It didn't matter a bit. Because, if I got pulled over, which I didn't, but if I had, I just had to show them this piece of paper, and they'd have been like, oh, well, okay.
Boy, 15 and a half, got that permit.
But then I got the picture.
6 months,
I went
man,
down
I was ready.
I actually got my actual license and held it up in front of me with my picture on it, and was just like, I can't believe I waited a year for this. That was so dumb.
All right, yeah, okay. So here's my story of the day I got my license, because it's an incredibly stupid fucking story. 16, I took my driver's test in my grandfather's Cadillac because that's what my dad was borrowing at the time because they were in between cars. It was like a 90 or 91 Eldorado, or I don't know. Anyway, took the test in my grandfather's Cadillac. It was great. I fucking aced it. We went home. My dad took a nap, and I snuck the fucking car out. And I took the fucking caddy down to my buddy's house, and he lived on like a big loop, and we fucking drove around and around in the loop, and I drove that bitch straight out of gas.
Just driving in circles?
Yep.
Nice.
Driving, and
that's awesome.
And like really fast and almost spinning off the road and acting like a jackass. And I left it, and I left it in the ditch. Like I pushed it off the road, and it was like over the ditch, like this,
like straddling the ditch,
like straddling it once, like one axle on one side and the other on the other. And had to get a ride home and got my dad, and he was just, he was so hot. He was like, you left it in the ditch. I was in so much trouble.
Because you took the car, because you ran out of gas.
Because I took the car.
I never got in trouble for taking the car, but I don't think I ever got caught taking the car. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember. Like, I know that there were a few times that, like, my mom would be like, I know you drove the car somewhere, and I only had the permit. She'd be like, I know you drove somewhere. I didn't have any excuse. There's nobody else that could have did it.
That's great. That...
something rolling.
Fellas, I've got something.
What the fuck is that from? Is that? Hold on a minute. Wait.
Okay, all right. You can do it. Damn.
I can see it.
Like
I see a screen in like silhouettes, right?
Yes.
Fellas.
I've got something.
God damn it. Is it Coen Brothers?
Yes.
Oh!
Wow.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Zeroing in.
I'm right there, man. I'm right there.
You can get it.
Is it the Hudsucker Proxy?
Yes.
Okay. Boom. Whew. Wow.
The hoop sucker, the HUD swinger, the hoop sucker, the HUD swinger.
Yeah. You know, for kids.
The wacky circumference. The Daddy-O.
I've got to fucking watch that again. I have not seen that movie in a long time.
I got to acquire a better copy. I have a copy, but it's crappy.
All right.
Well,
anyway, so
cardboard boxes.
Nintendo's new thing that's coming out for the Switch. Have you heard about this?
Okay.
Yes, the box.
Yeah, I heard some.
Labo.
I heard a little thing. Go ahead and give me the spiel.
I know I should know this.
No,
like inside and out, because I'm supposed to be pitching it, but it seems like such a weird fucking idea. It's a game, like, so software comes with it, but it's also like different sets of cardboard cutout things that you interact with the game. So it comes with like perforated pieces of cardboard that you cut out and you construct together according to the instructions, and then you take the little controllers and you put them in different places, and there's rubber bands and pulleys and shit like this. And for example, make like a little robot pack with like things that go on your feet and hands and your chest, so you look like a fucking robot. And in the game, you're a giant robot and you're like smashing buildings. You can like punch in the air and it'll, that's what happens in the game. They're like Rampage style, you know what I mean?
Rampage.
Fucking giant robot. So that's the idea of the Nintendo Labo. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, man. I seen it advertised.
I can't tell if it's a good idea or not. I don't know if I want to put these expensive ass, all damn near not irreplaceable, but they're very expensive to replace controllers and shit inside this cardboard thing, or invest money in it. And there's also different sets that make different things.
Are these things dirt cheap?
No.
Oh, well then fuck it. The whole point to me of doing something like that would be, see, it's dirt cheap. We can give something fun for you that's
I don't know how.
And I'm like, if they're still charging...
I don't know what the price for the sets that don't come with the software are going to be. I don't know the price point on those things, but yeah, it's like a $90 startup set, and the majority of it's cardboard.
Joke. That's what it sounds like to me. If it was something that was like, look at how this cheap, simple thing we came up with that's actually kind of cool and fun, then that'd be one thing. But $90 is not cheap, so.
But they also say that there's like there's supposed to be stencils. It'll come with stencils in case you ruin your cardboard thing, that you can get another cardboard box and cut out a replacement pieces
for only $19.95 each.
I don't know about the stencils. I imagine the stencils come with whatever set you buy.
I don't know.
Sounds risky.
I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical also.
Now, was that Nintendo? What is it called?
Labo.
Is the Labo what you meant to get onto about cardboard, or was there something more generally cardboard?
Oh, is it just that they're going to be selling cardboard? Nintendo is. And they want you to play with it.
Well, I mean, cardboard is interesting stuff. You can do a lot of stuff with cardboard.
You can do a lot of free shit with cardboard, is what you can do.
Right. I've actually thought a couple of times about getting... You can make these, like, paper models out of, like, cardboard stock paper. They actually look pretty good. I thought about trying to get a couple of those and make one. Little paper, whatever, battleship or something. You just print it out, cut it up.
Where do millennials land on cardboard?
How do you feel about cardboard? I know that you don't read books, so you're probably kind of averse to paper in general.
Hey, I read books.
Do you read books?
Yeah.
You're a millennial, though. Are you allowed to read books? Do you have to do it in secret?
No. I mean, I read books in my free time.
That's interesting. What's your favorite book?
Well, it's a book called Alabama Moon. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
I've never heard of it. Anyone?
No.
Alabama Moon?
Basically, it's this kid who lives with his father in the woods because I don't know where they came from or why they're in this mindset, but they're against the government and they think the government's coming after them. So their whole plan is to move to Alaska. And they're like living in the woods in this wooden house thing. But then the father dies, and then it's like the whole survival story of this kid in the woods. I don't know why I like it, but I read it when I was young, and then I read it whenever I was like...
Oh, is it Alabama or Alaska?
The kid's name is Alabama Moon, and he's on his way to Alaska.
Oh, that's horrible.
What? That doesn't make sense? Come on.
That's horrible.
It's a really good book. That's probably not my favorite book, though. I don't know.
They called him Kid Alabama from Alaska. He fights out of St. Louis. So that's like that. You call that your favorite book, though? Huh?
No.
Nope. Well, what would be your favorite book? Or do you have a favorite book? Have you read any books twice?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
See, I don't know. What's your favorite book?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
You
Watchmen.
Never thought about it?
I really like Watchmen, as far as I know.
No, okay, a lot of people would immediately
goes.
piss on you just for being like, that's a comic book, but I personally, I'm like, fuck y'all, that shit is fucking high literature.
It's a greatly written book, very well thought out.
And it's appreciable on so many levels.
It's a graphic novel or whatever, but that's probably my favorite written work.
You know, that's not the one I was going to go with, but thinking on it, I'm like, that is pretty close to the best. I would say Tom Clancy's Red Storm Rising, just because it's a big epic story, and it's kind of amazing how much he packs into that book. Funny thing about it is it's really dated now.
I've only read one Jack Ryan book. One Tom Clancy book from cover to cover. That was, not even going to remember the name of it. The Mr. Smith story. Or Mr. Clark.
Oh, hold on. Without Remorse.
Without Remorse.
That's a good book.
That was the only book.
That book would make a great movie in the right hands.
Yeah, it would.
We should make that movie.
Tom Hardy.
Oh!
Right now, I'm telling you.
I'm not even... Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Wow.
Fuck yeah. You heard it here first.
Something to do with your Powerball winnings. At us.
Yeah, Powerball. Let me win that.
All Natural Crew and Tom Hardy, and we'll land Without Remorse, and we will make a movie that will blow your minds.
Starring Tom Hardy.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I can't stop thinking about it. Just going through all the scenes I can remember, picturing him in that role, and I'm just like, this is gonna be great! I wish we were really doing it! Shit, I don't care if I'm doing it. Just get a competent director and use the book as the script.
Oh man, yeah. All we have to do is produce that motherfucker.
Right. Naturally.
Always awesome.
Oh, wait, hold on, Box.
What's up?
What's your favorite book?
I don't read.
I knew it! I knew at least one of us would say that. Somebody had to say it.
I don't.
I guess it's good we saved you for last then.
Yeah. It's just...
Is it a thing, or is it just because, you're busy?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I said comic book.
I don't,
That's true.
I just look at them. I don't read them, man.
Well,
I have a hard time. No, I mean,
just don't get into a story when you're reading it or whatever?
I have a hard time compensating. Understanding what I'm reading. Comprehending whatever the fuck you want to say.
Like as you go from page to page or whatever, you start getting...
I get bored easy. I can set it down. So I don't... It doesn't intrigue me to do it. I'd rather watch a movie or something.
You know what it is? I used to be that way as a kid, but you just sort of have to get in the habit of it.
Probably, but I have never found something that just interests me.
A couple of good books, and you make it a point. You say, I'm going to read a little every day. And this is a good book.
I would probably have to go into a bookstore by myself.
And then, or yeah, you can do
by myself, because I don't need people being like, here, try to read this, try to read that.
Yeah,
maybe it just doesn't interest me, I tried reading the Harry Potter book, the very first one. I read 3/4 of that fucking book, set it down, never picked it back up.
That's how I do Stephen King.
Barnes & Noble, man. Go to Barnes & Noble, grab you a Starbucks.
See? And that's what I'm talking about. That right there.
Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, just here, go here. No, maybe I was going somewhere.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
cool.
I'm saying if you
I
want a
love
bookstore,
Barnes and Noble because they
that's the
let
place
you
to go.
handle the books and flip through them and shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's the place where you can sit down and actually just read a whole.
No. I don't want to go sit down. I just want to go. Maybe I'll go somewhere and just find a book. Like, this book right here interests me.
And see if you find one that sparks your interest.
You know, I mean, I'm lying to you. I read the McFoley book.
Oh, that's a book.
So,
I mean, it's,
I'll read those. I guess sports.
Have a Nice Day. I read that one too.
I read the first one.
That was a good read.
It was alright.
It would actually be a second read for me.
By autobiography standards, it was great. He's actually a decent enough writer. Like you'd expect it to be kind of shaky writing, but it's not bad.
It's good.
Right. So, we have Watchmen, Red Storm Rising, Alabama. No, wait a minute. You changed your mind on that one, didn't you, B-Mac? The audience should know that B-Mac is nodding yes to let you know that he changed his mind.
That's a yes, folks.
And also, the fourth favorite book was none. You could just go with Mick Foley's book.
I can go with Mick Foley's book.
All right,
so I did read it.
Book. Have a nice
now,
day.
mind you, it's been years. It's been years.
I haven't actually finished a book.
When it first came out, I think he bought it, and then I read it after he was done with
it. I think I gave that book to somebody. I'm not sure if I have that anymore. I know I only read one book last year, so I'm kind of slowing down. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you have it.
That pretty much settles that.
When we come back, the recipe for the perfect strawberry strudel here on the All Natural Podcast.
Looks like I just not hit the record button, so
that's done.
What is that from?
Three Stooges.
Right. Okay. I was thinking it was some fucking commercial.
It's kind of like a commercial.
It probably was a commercial for
the soap that gives
Thornton's
your
tire
that
wax or something.
Look.
Only a commie would use other wax on his tires. A true blue American uses Thornton's tire wax. McFarton's tire wax. Ah, you're using McFarton's, eh? Why do you think I am, an numbskull?
My dad uses McFarton's.
I think my dad is McFarton's.
McFarton's.
The blend.
That is the blend.
That's.
We should market it.
That's me loud.
Not sell it, just market it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You get right up in your sinus. Right up in your sinus.
What, smoke in the sinus?
Yeah.
I try to get smoke in the sinus.
So.
You have something to say?
Dun 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 dun.
Little known movie peeps.
Say what?
Little known movie
okay.
peeps.
So you're talking about like
content.
Persons from movies that wait, what?
I'm talking about content.
Content.
He's talking about content.
It's about content, people.
Content, bitches.
Focus on the issues here. Okay. Content.
Content. That is the word of the day, folks.
But yeah, actors that don't normally get their perhaps they're doing proper. I just watched Gangs of New York.
Okay. Well, that guy would one of them.
Well, there you go.
Eventually
John C. Reilly did get his up and coming with when he hooked up with Will Ferrell. He fucking blew the fuck up.
He was already kind of blown.
He was up there, but then when he did what came first, Step Brothers or
I want to say like Boogie Nights is where everybody started noticing him.
Talladega Nights is where it started.
Talladega Nights.
Yep. With them two, like, and then
that
with
came
Step
before
Brothers.
Step Brothers. Is what he's saying.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen either of those. But
Oh, you're missing out, man.
I have doubts.
No,
He doesn't like Will Ferrell.
Oh, he doesn't?
I sort of like Will Ferrell. I like him when he's got some writing behind his shit. He reminds me of Chevy Chase.
I was on, for the record.
When there's some writing behind
for the
it,
record,
it's funny.
I was on John C.
You go out there
Reilly.
and do Will Ferrell, and that will sell the tickets. Then it's not funny.
I was on John C. Reilly way back in State of Grace, which is fucking. What year is that?
Fucking, I don't know, like
89.
or something. I'm sure it's in the 90s.
We're kind of far apart there in our estimations.
3 years.
For the record, State of Grace is the shit. I recommend it.
Yeah,
90.
I guess I'd have to go with State of Grace, probably. I can't think of anything else that got my attention before that.
First thing I saw him in. Good movie, Irish Mobsters.
John C. Reilly's got a little supporting role.
Gary Oldman's
and he sticks out in it.
Performance.
Well, Gary Oldman got his props a century ago. Fuck, what's the character's name? Stevie. Damn it. Jesus. Anyway, well, don't worry about that, folks. Anyway, Stevie, yeah, in the State of Grace, John C. Reilly plays the part of Stevie, and I don't know, I wouldn't say it's like his greatest performance ever, but he certainly sells the role.
Oh yeah.
And he's got maybe 5 minutes of screen time or something.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of roles like that throughout his career up until he got particularly famous. He's not an especially big star, but at least he's known now. Is that the kind of example we're shooting for here with
That's not bad.
lesser known peeps? That's actually a little bit more known than I would.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have made the list if we'd thought about it ahead of time.
Actually, there's probably several people in Gangs in New York, or State of Grace for that matter, that would qualify. Let's just pick one of those two movies. Which one? Either one.
Well, I'm thinking State of Grace already.
So let's just
I'm
go through
thinking
State of Grace and pick out
what's the guy's name that plays?
This is why we need to IMDb shit before we hit record. Mickelson. I can't remember what the fuck his name is.
I'm thinking of this Pat. R.D. Call.
R.D. Call. Thank you. R.D. Call has been in a bazillion movies, whether you knew it or not, and he's a fairly good actor.
Character actor.
Yeah, more of a character
most
actor
of these
than
guys,
anything else.
In
fact, most
people
who are in this kind of a category
right?
would tend to be character actors because that's why they don't get much recognition. In my opinion, most people, audiences, they can't even see a character actor. They don't even realize there's a person there.
He's in Colors.
Because he's in the movie, you know? Yeah, he's in Colors, yeah. He plays the guy that shot Rocket.
Shot Rocket.
Played by Leon. Or not Rocket, but mistakenly shot Leon, thinking it was Rocket. Remember Leon?
I barely remember that movie.
Leon is the dude that played Jesus in the Like a Prayer video. He's also on
Leon.
Oz.
Yeah, Leon.
Rewatching.
Yeah, Leon. He was in 48 Hours.
Who was he in 48 Hours?
Oh, yeah.
He was the desk sergeant, which is just about perfect. He's in L.A. Takedown.
Woo! Yes, he is. Yeah.
That's the shit.
That movie actually has like 5 guys in it. They're all playing bit parts.
Yeah.
The main people, the main character people, you never saw again. But they're like the supporting roles were all guys like, oh, I remember him, and oh wow, he was in a lot of movies in the time. And yeah.
L.A. Takedown.
Have you seen that yet?
The most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life.
You have seen it.
I've seen it. Okay, yeah, man. It's like an alternate dimension.
Right, yeah.
It's like an alternate dimension.
We didn't watch it together, did we?
Where the same movie got made, except in a different period of time with different people. Which is Heat, by the way, in case you're lost out there.
Okay, let's back up just a second.
Heat was a huge movie by Michael Mann with De Niro and Pacino and Kilmer and Michael Sizemore and
Tom Sizemore, but yeah.
Tom Sizemore is what I meant.
A lot of people.
And anyway, great movie. We fell in love with it as soon as it came out. We've seen it like 100 times. And then years later, we found out that movie was made like, 10 years prior?
Yeah. Essentially, he had already made the movie as a TV movie that was meant to be like a test for a pilot, a possible series.
And it's a trip to watch it if you know the movie, if you're as familiar with it as we are, to go back and watch different actors say almost line for line.
The story is almost the same. Much of the dialogue is almost the same. Some of it's word for word the same.
And it's just, it's
strange.
Very strange to watch.
It's like as if they said, we need to make a temporary movie to see what it'll be like when we make the real movie or something like that. And you don't, even when they do remakes in Hollywood, you don't usually see this kind of thing.
He's in Last Man Standing.
Who is? R.D. Call?
R.D. Call.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another
I'm
good
still
one.
on the cast of State of Grace.
Who's R.D. Call?
He's a guy. He's a character actor.
You'll
played
recognize him.
I probably will.
in State of Grace
Because he's been in 100 fucking movies.
Yeah, a bunch of movies. I say actually, there's a lot of people in State of Grace that are now considerably more famous than they were when they made the movie.
That ain't no doubt.
Basically,
Ed
when
Harris.
they made the movie, it was pretty much Sean Penn featuring. And now,
Ed Harris.
but
Ed
after
Harris
that,
had done the
like
right
Ed Harris
stuff
had done a lot of
and,
stuff, but he hadn't done The Abyss yet.
He did the right stuff, though.
No,
That
he
made him a
probably
star.
had just done The Abyss around that time.
The
He
right
wasn't.
stuff.
He wasn't a big star after that, though.
Most of those
He got to
guys
be a
were.
star after Apollo 11. All right. Well, all right. So
He got
we'll,
to be a star
can,
after The Abyss.
We can take. Yeah.
The Abyss launched him.
Well, for me,
Sure.
certainly. I considered him the big shining superstar of that movie.
So you guys,
We
look
can take
into
him
this
off the
way.
list because the next guy
You guys
is
are more
Gary
into it
Oldman.
than I am.
Well, it's just like
Yeah,
following
we're
sports or
talking about
something. Once you
I understand what
you
you're
start
talking
noticing
about.
these
Ed
names
Harris
and you recognize
from
who
The
does
Abyss,
what that you
yeah.
like, you kind of fixate on certain people.
No, I got you. Like, you have to show me pictures for me to realize who you're
Well, I've
talking
got
about.
the pictures up, but
Like, I'll know.
the audience can't tell. But
But
I've
it's
got a
very-
screen up
it's-
that nobody else can see.
Basically, what I'm
so.
saying is it's very interesting, like, what knowledge you guys have about these people and what you remember about them.
Well, this is also a movie that between
Ed
us,
Harris.
Yeah, no,
there
I
must be
now I see him. I know
Yeah,
you're talking
from
about
The
now.
Abyss
300
and,
times
So-
the two of us have seen that movie. So.
It's just interesting because I don't watch a lot of stuff that you guys watch. It's interesting, but I still know
After
some of
that,
the
you got Gary
characters.
Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
At that time, not a particularly big star. I'm
My
not
favorite
sure. When
character.
did Dracula come out? That's what set him.
That
up.
was way after that.
It was after.
That was
yeah.
got to be like 93.
First thing I saw him in was, is it Romeo is Bleeding? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But he's been in a bazillion movies. Gary Oldman's gotten definitely a lot of props. Robin Wright is the next one on the list in State of Grace.
Dracula was 92, by the way.
92. Like, Robin Wright's one of those...
Robin
famous-
Wright's fucking
like,
awesome.
She's extra famous,
Oh.
but people don't know her name. But then you name, like, a couple of her
Oh, they
movies,
do
and
now,
then
man.
all of a
She's
sudden they're
huge
like,
right now.
Oh, what's she doing
Yeah,
now?
House of Cards.
Oh, she's on that.
Yeah, she's huge for that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
House of Cards.
she's about to be the lead.
Oh, right, because
Kevin
yeah,
Spacey's
right,
fucking
yeah.
gone.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
So-
good for Robin Wright.
Yeah.
Good for you. I want to marry you, by the way. I've always wanted to say that. If you happen to be
They're
listening.
going to continue it and have somebody fresh in House of
Oh,
Cards.
they're gonna have the wife. I think they're gonna kill him off
Well, yeah,
They're
or
gonna do
something.
something.
I'm curious.
but the wife,
Watch that. That shows the
the
shit.
wife is about to be the lead.
I'm actually mad. I mean, fuck, man. It's not gonna be the same without Kevin Spacey. Like, I understand and
What are
all,
you gonna do?
but fuck.
It's like when an actor dies. It's the same kind of thing. You
Yeah,
gotta
he
do
might as
something.
well be dead now.
Number 5 on the list of State of Grace people, John Turturro.
Turturro's in that
Today,
movie.
probably, at least as big a star as Gary Oldman is, or Sean Penn.
Yeah, for sure.
But at that time, not so much. Okay, after that is Burgess Meredith. Burgess Meredith, folks.
I'm eating
is
stewed
in-
tomatoes out of a can.
Stewed tomatoes. He's an old man, and he doesn't have any money, and he's eating stewed tomatoes out of a can. Y'all know who Burgess Meredith is.
If your dad could
even
see
if
you
don't.
today, you know he'd whip your ass.
Rocky.
Because
is
you're a
shit.
bum. Oh, sorry. I
But
switched over to the wrong movie.
more than Rocky, I actually think of him as fucking the Penguin.
The Penguin.
Yeah, from the original
Yeah.
Batman. Because that was awesome.
That's great.
Okay, we already discussed R.D. Call. Next guy after that, Joe Vitarelli.
Joe Vitarelli's been in.
Now, this is a guy
Piece of
who's
shit, too.
he's been in a few movies. He's been in more than a few movies. I never would have noticed him except David Waverly. Look at this guy. He plays like the mob guy, like the boss, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a boss, I believe. in
Yeah,
the-
he's
in the
the
movie.
Italian boss.
He's like an
that
Italian
Harris
boss
has to
that's like a
answer to.
rival to the Irish gang, and he's much more powerful and scary, and
Eat your cheesecake.
yeah, the piece of cheesecake.
Have a piece of cheesecake.
Here's David Waverly going on and on about how great this guy's performance is, and I'm just kind of like, wow, okay, all right.
You're gonna
get up, really right on.
You're gonna get up from my table.
Sure enough, we just accidentally end up finding like 5 more movies that he happens to be in, and he's good. So there you go, Joe Vittorelli.
Yeah, that guy's all right.
Then now, after all these names I've listed off, now we come to John C. Reilly. And then we start getting into some far less famous people, so I'll just go ahead and skip all of them. Sorry, Mick Cunningham and Michael Cumpsty.
Peace.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Well, that certainly covered the shit out of the central players of State of Grace, which is itself a fairly obscure movie at this point. It's not the kind of thing that you're expecting to see a remake of any day now. But it's a good movie, and it doesn't need to be fucking remade, so there's that too.
Should remake it.
We should remake it?
Yeah.
Well, I could accept that, I guess. Alright, who are you going to put in State of Grace, though?
I don't know. There should be an all-black cast
like we
or
just,
something like that.
Oh, shit. Flip everything around, set it somewhere else.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen ain't like that no more.
That's true.
It's all gentrified.
Okay, so in addition to State of Grace, the remake, where we put it somewhere... Where? Oh, well, we'll get to that. We should also do the sequel to State of Grace.
Should be Baltimore. It should be like an all-wire thing.
I was thinking that.
Just about to say, what's the point? They already did The Wire.
We should make it a wire thing.
The Wire.
Like State of Grace. We're gonna take this basic concept. They set it in the world of The Wire.
Yeah. We're going to remake the movie State of Grace. We're going to set it in the world of The Wire. This will be original material, we swear. Having said that, we should fold at least 2 or 3 more movies into this project. Could be an idea for a segment right there. Let's the perfect movie or whatever, all the elements that would have to go into it. We should think about that. How to build a perfect movie.
Let's hit record and chop it up.
I've been recording for 15 minutes.
Oh, well, what the fuck?
However, I don't
What
think
were you clicking on before? I thought you were done.
IMDb'ing.
Oh.
No.
And he said, see you later, and I thought you went click.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I've been recording for 19 minutes. It's been.
All right. Well, do you need to
I
stop?
was going to say, I want to stop it, actually, and call that a segment.
I'll just chime in. Perfect movie.
Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
Welcome back.
If we were to construct the perfect movie, what would that consist of?
The perfect movie.
Like,
action.
if we're gonna if it's gonna be
hold on,
what we
just
consider to be the all-time greatest film,
Okay.
the greatest movie ever.
So what do I need in a perfect movie? Not what's going to make the most money or anything.
That's
like
not about that.
or
I mean,
obviously
obviously it would.
Because it's not obvious. If anything I've learned in the last 20 years, it's that people will go to movies that I can't stand.
Yeah,
so,
but great movies still get recognized.
Are you talking? Are you talking how you put
yeah.
it together? Like you got to have some action in it.
Obviously.
We're gonna have to have.
First thing you need is an
good
epic
balance
story,
of action.
right?
Well,
like it's
yeah,
gotta be
the story.
epic.
First off, yeah, I like story. I want a good story.
The story
in a
has to
movie.
be epic,
It
right?
has to. Well,
Can we contain this in one film? Here, that's another thing.
I'd rather
No, it'd
have
have
an
to be
epic than
probably
a
a
small
three-parter.
scale thing. No, one movie.
Like one movie.
Probably
But
about
it'd
2
probably
hours,
have to
2.5
be
hours long.
2.5 hours long,
Yeah.
right? It can't be too long.
It can't be too long,
But it
and
can't be too
cannot
short. But
disappointingly short.
the story has to be
So-
epic enough to fill at least a solid 2.5
Are
hours.
you noting this?
Yeah, so I'm
So
on that.
about
So
what?
here
2
we
hours,
go.
2.5 hours.
Hold on. Epic story. Okay.
Okay,
So-
and then as Box said, certainly it's going to need some action.
Obviously, so there's an action component. Obviously, we
Yep.
need to have some kickassery. There's going to be some.
Well, I was going to
kicking
say,
ass,
now,
right?
when we say action, we should probably have a variety of different types of action. Unless you're going to
Yeah,
be one of those
well,
movies that has one whole
No,
action
for
scene
me,
in
we
it.
need to have some gun violence, and we need to have
Like,
some.
yeah, it's got to have a great shootout. It should probably have a good car chase or something like that.
And
in
a
it.
good fight.
Car
and
chase.
definitely some hand to hand, some martial arts.
I think
maybe.
very much. No, I think just more hand-to-hand combat.
Would you rather see just a
fist? Let's fucking throw fist.
All right, I have a problem with those kind of things
old
in
school
movies.
ones or like
because old school fist fights
no
no
kung fu.
We know they don't work. You know what I mean? Because of MMA, we know now that old school fist fighting, like in the movies, just would never work in real life. You know, so nobody ever does it anymore.
I can tell you who does it well is the fucking Raid movies, man.
Those are martial arts. That's all straight up martial arts.
That's badassery, those. But that is that yours?
Right.
All right.
Well, all right. We'll just say hand-to-hand fighting then.
That's what I've got here, hand-to-hand. Of some sort.
Good combat, man.
Did you write down car chase?
Car chase is on there.
How about foot chase? You should add that on there too.
Man, I like a good foot chase.
I
really do. Can I just say that's the best part of Point Break? That was the best
Are you
part.
talking like foot chase? Are you talking like an extensive long foot race? Are you talking like a shorter foot race?
I'm thinking something similar to Point Break, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to condone that movie or back that movie and say that movie's the shit or anything, but that like that foot chase is the shit.
Hold on, are you talking about the original Point Break?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I haven't seen the new one.
I watched the new one. So,
yeah.
Do they have a foot chase in it?
Man, god damn it, you're throwing me under the bus right now. Yes, they did have a foot chase through the jungle, but it's good.
The urban one,
through the jungles of LA.
It's an urban. Yeah,
the urban one is where it's at.
Let's just say that we can, if we want to, we can pull little bits and pieces from other movies and plug them into this because we're trying to make a perfect movie. We need to.
Are we going to mix match from different movies?
We could if we want.
I could say
if you want to say I want something like the foot chase and
all right. So in parentheses, I'm gonna write Point Break. All right.
We could actually go through a bunch of movies.
All right. So when we're talking
but
hand to hand,
we also have other things.
Hand to hand.
You don't want the whole movie to be a kung fu movie, just like you don't want the whole movie to be a shoot 'em up or a driving movie. So figure there's only need for like 1-2 hand to hand scenes, right? Probably true of any of these scenes. How about you have one that's like a big brawling fight?
I was thinking one where somebody's just like walking in, you grab something by like just something
like Blazing Saddles.
No, not like Blazing Saddles.
Where they're just kind of falling all over.
That's correct about like you work it out, but it's like a brawl.
Oh,
you know,
shit, man.
You work it out. You work the whole thing out, but it's like
so like a brawl,
big sloppy
like from
fucking just gang
The Outsiders
thing.
From the movie Outsiders.
The Rumble.
The Rumble. The Rumble.
Yeah, but good.
Hey man, I like that movie.
That movie's the shit.
I like it.
Well, come on.
The Rumble.
You need to call that good fight choreography?
No, but I'm just talking that concept. I don't care. I'm not talking about the choreography. We're not doing that. We're talking about. So, like,
but it's got to have whatever it is. Yeah, all of this kind of stuff is going to have to be like
in the spirit of moving along. So in the action category,
one brawl fight and one kung fu fight, one martial arts fight or whatever. You see, that gives you one of each and covers the hand to hand. What do you think?
Depends on who your actor is.
Here's where I'm at. In the action category, we've got guns.
Cast anyway.
We got guns. We got car chase.
The best of everything.
We got hand to hand. We got foot chase.
We're still only on action.
We also need some explosions.
Well, yeah, something
like shit has to blow up, right? Like multiple.
Should the movie end with something blowing up?
Right. Well, probably.
Yeah. I think a bridge exploding.
An exploding.
As he's driving, it's blowing up behind him, or her, or whatever it is.
Think it should have a building collapse in it?
In the skyline is just crumbling as they're driving off or something.
Hey, how about a nuke? We could just take a whole city out.
Man, he's got to be.
That'll be
hold on now.
We're getting crazy.
This has to be the best movie ever. Does it have to end in a nuclear explosion?
How about beginning?
I'll put it this way. If the story's got me up to that point, and it works that it ends in a nuclear explosion, then fuck yes, it would be perfect. Think of Strangelove. How could that movie possibly not end in a nuclear explosion and make you happy?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the underlying theme of the entire film.
Think of Failsafe. How could that movie not end in a nuclear explosion and possibly make you happy?
You can't compare both of them. You can't throw both of those films
just saying
into the same argument.
Well, they're basically the same movie. Only
exactly,
one's funny.
That's what I'm saying.
However, what I'm saying is, it's possible. Yes, you can possibly do it. In the case of the perfect movie, though, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put a caveat in there. It should not be a downer in the end of the movie. Like, you might have a down moment in the movie, a feel bad moment.
No, it's got to.
But it cannot end. It's got to have if not a happy note ending, at least one that's got you up there and feeling good.
So up here in the story.
Feel good ending. Put that up there. Yeah. Short opening credits or no opening credits. I just happen to prefer that. That's all. I don't like it whenever the movie drags, just so you can see who.
I prefer. I kind of really like integrated credits.
That's what I like. That's the best. Is when you've got these credits that are just sort of like not part of the movie, but they're not just credits either. How about that? Interesting credits or no credits.
So.
Soundtrack by John Williams and RZA.
Anybody else?
Mike Clark, I guess. Mikey Clark. Movie soundtrack wise, nobody fucks with John Williams. He's king of the entire universe of movie soundtracks compared to every other movie soundtrack maker, so it would have to be him.
Danny Elfman doesn't come in.
No, he comes in to assist. He comes in to help tune the violins or something.
Well, John Williams is nutsack.
Alright, yeah, I am kind of writing on whatever. But there are other good composers out there. There are also some that I think are overrated.
Alright.
What else we got here?
It's got to have...
it's going to have to be a color movie, I think.
Technicolor.
It's going to definitely have to be Technicolor. Fucking Panavision. Actually, you should put that on there. It's definitely going to have to be, on full widescreen.
I think that goes without saying.
Not really. There's still an awful lot of movies that are not made in 2.1 or 2 to 2.1 or 1 to, the full Panavision. Most of them are regular widescreen.
I think it should have 3D to it. Parts of it.
Parts of it or all of it?
Parts of it.
Just parts?
Yeah.
Where you get a cue. You get a cue that says put your glass like a little 3D
just
glasses
watch it
thing
with the
that pops
glasses
up
on
in
the whole
corner.
time. I think that's a good point. 3D. That
There
could
should be
make it
some-
amazing.
There should be
Make it
some
3D.
3D measure to it.
All IMAXified and shit.
I thought the chair was going, man.
Oh,
wow.
For those of you at home, Box just about fell out of his chair, I think.
I about died.
Or about died.
So, but yeah, I mean, there should be some 3D to it. I mean, especially with, if you're talking about car chases, maybe some shit flying off the semi.
Maybe
just
do the whole movie in 3D. Make it a full,
have it optional.
ultra 3D experience.
Why not?
Where everything's really
It'll be 3D.
built for 3D.
Let's go 7D like they do in Japan.
The motherfucker's slapping you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was popping out of the floors I was seeing, man, on this little
You're
video.
talking about where they do the extra sensory thing.
Yeah, something crazy.
I don't think I can tolerate that
Yeah,
myself.
I don't know about all that.
I would very quickly be like, knock it the fuck off. You're distracting me from my movie.
All right, so yeah, it's going to be an action movie, and it needs to be funny too. It needs to have comedy.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
Now,
so-
it shouldn't be a comedy, so don't just write comedy. It should have like
some
comic
comedy,
relief.
humor in it.
Comic
yeah.
relief.
Even I'll even accept that. Although not to say that we need like a wacky sidekick or something.
Comic relief character, but
Right.
necessarily.
It should have funny moments or good laughs here and there.
Humor. For me, it would be like
Now-
a crime drama. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I was gonna say, should it
what's
have
the
like
basic
space
plot here?
aliens? Because a lot of good movies got space aliens. But that makes it kind of a fucked up thing if you're trying to do a different kind of movie. So what? A crime drama? If we were going to actually kind of,
I mean, for me, that's my thing.
a crime/action.
It'd be a crime
crime/action
drama.
drama.
Well, there's a lot of crime
action.
dramas where there's virtually no
It would have
action.
It would
in
have
it,
enough
you know?
action in it. It would have violence.
A violent crime drama.
A lot of gun violence.
Gonna have to be an R-rated movie for sure then, so
Oh, yeah.
might as well have language too.
Nudity.
How much nudity?
Okay, let's talk about nudity.
How much nudity belongs in the perfect movie?
Just enough.
Just enough?
Just the right amount.
Well, personally, I don't need any male nudity, so we can just scratch that now. Or I can scratch that now. You can have some if you want. There's probably somebody listening who's like, oh, male nudity. Whatever. Okay, fine. Good.
I'm not opposed to it if it fits the scene. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need.
I don't even like female nudity
Like,
when it's
they're not-
gratuitous.
they're not
there
going
needs to
to
be
a-
some kind of a reason for a naked woman to be on the screen.
Like,
for
they're
me
not going to a
happy
Chip and
with it.
Dale's show and filming a scene there. Like, we're not doing that.
I think it should be like a brief, like not like a full, just a.
Well, if
Just
the
those
story
pops.
calls for it, then whatever. That's cool.
Well, I think it should have sex. There should be sex in it.
That's
Well,
another
obviously,
thing
you're
is,
gonna
yeah,
have-
there's a difference between having naked people doing whatever,
And that's where the
sex,
nudity-
a sex scene or whatever, which means now you have to ask: is there going to be a love scene? Not that there has to be for a sex scene, but
Does
there
there
could be
not
not a
a
love
love
scene, but a love story,
An intimate story.
Does there need to be a love story?
love
in it?
plot.
Does
We're
there
putting
need
a
to
couple
be
of love plots. Should there be more than one?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll say that love plots. We'll
Love
just sort of
plots?
leave that there. Yeah, there's more than one.
Well, do we want that though? Is
Yeah.
that in our perfect movie? Love plots.
It can. Well, yeah.
It can
Yeah.
lead to different things.
That's.
I'm not against that kind of shit. It should have.
That's the
something.
human.
If it was, and it's going to be
human thing
done
to do.
perfectly, so it'll work out great. It won't be some. It turns out I was your sister the whole time kind of shit.
Yeah.
That would have been a great example right there. Yeah, see, look at the plot of Star Wars. Actually, fuck that. Do not look at the plot of Star Wars.
Love plots.
Love plots.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the humor will come out of that too. So, there you go. I don't need animals, but probably somebody would. Yeah, what do you think?
Nah.
Should the perfect movie have an animal?
No kids, no animals.
No kids, no animals?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
writing that down.
How do you not have any kids or animals in this?
That's a Hollywood thing.
Especially if you're doing a crime drama.
You can attract more talent if there's no kids or animals in the movie.
Yeah, just like no kids with speaking lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If there's a school
no.
Or something, we can have some extras walking around. But
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You're gonna at least have
We'll have a
extras.
CG
No
kid if
kids.
we have to have a kid.
oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
When we can shoot in the face.
Yeah. Actually, you should put a parentheses after that that says unless one gets shot in the face. Because that'll grab everybody and that'll be that down moment that I was talking about. Oh no, Timmy got shot in the face!
Dun, dun, dun.
Poor Timmy.
Only, unlike some other creators, we'll have the kid die right then, just like he should when he gets shot in the fucking face.
He's done. The funeral's
So,
the
like,
next
I'm
scene.
sorry, but a
The next
quarter
scene
of
is
your
the
brain is
funeral.
missing. You're fucking dead.
What else needs to go in our perfect movie?
It needs A-list actors that can act. That's a tall order, actually. Actually, I don't care if they're A-list actors. What I care most about is that every actor is exactly the right person for their role. So let's just call it outstanding casting.
Perfect casting.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Whatever that
critical
might
point.
be. Who's directing this?
Oh man, now here we're in
Here we
some
go.
really tough territory.
Do you have multiple?
My only
Multiple
thought
directors?
Here's what I would say. You and me are directing this, or maybe even the three of us as a committee are directing this. Only we have a team of advisors consisting of
Director.
You see what I'm saying?
A team of advisors.
Yeah. So
That's a nice workaround right there.
the three of us will
Okay, so
direct the movie,
We are directing.
and we will take advice from, and then of course that will be a list of
With
I don't know, a
an
dozen or so
advisement
of the
team.
best.
Of all-star director.
You have, we do a competition to get the
We'll
right
compete with
amount.
each other to make even more outstanding, amazing scenes.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what this epic film might need?
What's that?
We're talking about CG, man. Some fucking CG actors that we bring back from the dead.
Ah, great idea.
You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe that's the hook of the movie. They're all dead.
Oh, that's a great
Like
hook.
we
They're all
filmed
dead
we filmed
actors.
the entire movie with like not a single person inside any shot, and then we comp in all these famous dead people later. Like even way in the background.
Like we
Fucking
just
write
had-
that one down and underline it actually, because
on.
that should actually be the big hook of the movie.
all
And we should not be
Dead
recording and putting this out in the public because
CG
some asshole's gonna steal it from
actors.
as sure as I live. Oh, you Hollywood slime balls! I know one of you's out there going, "Oh my God, that's brilliant!" And I know a guy.
who never had a chance to work together. Like that would have to be the thing too. Like they never appeared.
No,
on
it
screen
could
together.
be. We need to bring some teams back. You know. I think that's how we should do the cast. Like, if anybody alive is in it, they've got to be just the greatest ever, or we're not going to let them fuck with it. And they got to work for free.
So we hire, like, live actors that have the exact shape right, and they just wear, like, all green suits.
Yeah. No, well,
right?
yeah, I guess we would need
like,
to do all that stuff, too.
You have to do mocap and
right.
whatever.
I'm sure if this project was a go, then, like, every CG company would beg to be involved in it, so... You definitely get the best there. It'd either be Pixar or who the fuck ever. Lucasfilm.
And it would be fucking epic.
And I mean, seriously, you really wouldn't even have to cast a living person because you could easily fill an entire movie, no matter how epic, full of the greatest of our lost actors and actresses. Including children.
It'd be all looking like...
And animals. We could put Lassie in it. We could put fucking... You know what I mean? Oh, this could go on and on and on.
It'd be just like... what they did with Peter Cushing in that new Star Wars movie.
Right!
They'd all look just like that.
It would be like that. Yeah, they would all look exactly like you remember them from, like, their best moment or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the image that's chiseled into your mind.
It'd be the shit.
Oh, and the soundtrack will be all dead musicians. We'll get fucking Prince. We'll get, you know what I mean? Oh, this is great.
You can believe fucking Bruce Lee's doing the fucking...
Yeah. Bruce Lee's going to be doing a kung fu scene, and we'll get Steve McQueen will have the driving scene, and like everybody will interact with each other at some point. You know, this big complicated story will just cross back and forth between each other, and we'll call it Hollywood Heaven.
Hollywood Heaven.
That's what happens when you're an actor. When you're an actor or you're a movie star or whatever, right? When you die, you go to Hollywood Heaven and you just sort of live out the life of your roles.
This will be volume 1.
Right? No. Yeah, we can pack it all into one. We just have to make it really, 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 really dense. Entire scenes would go by in like 90 seconds, you know? It'd be like TV editing. Oh man,
well,
this is pretty good.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't put it on the air because somebody surely will steal it if they're not already trying to make it. Which they probably are.
In any case, there you have it.
The hard part is getting the rights to use everybody's dead face.
That's the perfect movie according to the All Natural podcast.
All right, so what do you want to break it down for?
We've got an epic story, at least 2 to 2.5 hours long,
involving hundreds of our most beloved,
actors of old,
treasures of Hollywood.
With a feel-good ending. It's going to have action, which will consist of guns, a car chase, hand-to-hand combat, a foot chase,
Bruce Lee Kung Fu,
and mad explosions, and possibly a nuke. Integrated credits, or no credits at all. Opening credits. An original score by John Williams and RZA.
Well, not anymore. Now we're getting Prince.
Yeah, now it's going to be Prince and the Beach Boys and you know,
John Lennon, Elvis, Janis Joplin. You know, we're going to do it, folks.
We're going to bring back all the classics with all new material.
We are going to CG their voices.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be in full widescreen, obviously. It's going to be in 3D. There will be no kids or animals. Unless they get shot in the face.
That's gone too, because now Lassie's going to be in it.
And we can shoot whoever we want. So that'll be fun.
Trigger.
There has to be some comic relief or humor. There will be nudity, sex, and love plots.
That'll be great. Judy Garland scenes.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh.
Rita Hayworth.
Who's getting naked?
Marilyn Monroe.
Garbo.
Lillian Gish. Margaret Dumont.
Oh.
Hollywood, are you listening?
Oh man.
Like you could steal
Which
this
one
from
of them's
us.
got pepperoni nipples?
Margaret Dumont.
Okay. I know some of you right now are Googling Margaret Dumont.
I hope so.
It's also going to have perfect casting. Obviously, now that's not an issue.
Yeah, now we're beyond. The casting will be too good. It will blow your mind.
We are going to direct with a
board of advisors consisting of the greatest directors.
The greatest directors of all time. And we're going to CG some of them, too.
We're going to have to CG
like, we're going to have a hologram of Stanley Kubrick. It's going to be there.
It's going to be like projection on the wall.
Giving us advice from beyond.
Orson Welles. This is all just terrible, you know.
All right. So, there you have it. Call us when it's finished, please.
No, call us when you've got the financing, and we will go ahead and commence directing it.
We're going to start a GoFundMe account.
And we're going to get some great CG for this. We're going to be so far past the uncanny valley. So
with the nude scenes,
folks.
Believe it.
It's going to spawn a whole new genre of porn.
Oh, man.
Can't wait. See Burt Lancaster in...
Log jamming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're going to get paid off of that, too. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that, ladies and gentlemen. It will be coming. Probably not this year, but sometime.
That's great.
Well, I mean, it's the All Natural Podcast.
Is it?
And we're here podcasting all naturally. So, welcome back to the All Natural Podcast. Boom!
Peace.
Because that's my catchphrase. If you get it?
Boom.
Okay.
Welcome back to the All Natural. Yeah, that, even on the way out, that's what I say. Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
That's good shit.
Boom. And then I throw a boom on it.
So you'll be the boom man.
It's more commercial.
I'm like John Madden of this shit.
Yeah, you're the boom man.
Boom!
You heard it right here on All the Natural Podcast.
All Natural Podcast, live and in effect. Figure we would have a little story time. Tell you about the time that Scruff and I we wandered off and tried to find the Rainbow Festival. Which, give you a little background, the Rainbow, is that still a thing?
I don't think so.
Rainbow Festival used to be like a traveling music festival. It was kind of like a hippie dippy type of thing.
Was it a music festival? They had music.
Yeah,
I don't
like
even
bands.
know.
Yeah,
I really don't know much about it.
It was a mythical thing that Scruff's sister and our friend used to tell us about. They had been, I guess, if we're taking them at their word, they'd been to one or two.
I think they went to a couple of them. Yeah.
And
they kept coming back with these wonderful stories of how awesome it was.
We were in it for the drugs. We'll be honest. There was lore.
That was certainly the part that caught our attention.
It was rumored to be lots of drugs floating around.
Like essentially, you just sort of walk in and everybody hands you a bunch of drugs or whatever, and it's a big.
So we were after that
party in the woods or something.
Rumor had
kind
it
of like a super rave, I guess.
For those of you that don't know, we're located in mid-Missouri, and rumor had it that the Rainbow Festival was going to be in southern Illinois for the weekend. Don't know exactly where.
I believe it was Carbondale or somewhere near Carbondale.
We didn't know. All we knew was southern Illinois. That's all we had to go on.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what we hit the road with.
All I know is that we know the entire Carbondale area and basically all of southern Illinois. Is it Southern Illinois? Southern Illinois. We know that whole area pretty well now because of this trip.
And apparently, what year was this? I mean, we were
98.
We were 20
latest,
maybe 20, 21,
21 something.
Nothing better to do that weekend. Apparently, I don't remember if we had jobs.
We might have had jobs. I don't know, but this was something we did all the time back then. We used to take a lot of road trips to nowhere. So at least this one had a road trip to something.
Anyway,
we just didn't know
where we hit the road
when we got there
on a midday Friday. Saturday. It was only one night, right? Anyway,
it seems like it was pretty much
we hit the road for southern Illinois looking for the Rainbow Festival. And we ended up. Where did we go? Was it Carbondale? Was the town that we went to?
Carbondale was the city we kept coming back to as like the central point.
Anyway, we were just asking random people on the street.
Eventually, yeah. There were signs up. There would be these doofy little signs that they were like 4 foot by 4 foot signs that somebody had clearly hand drawn, but it said Rainbow Festival is 35 miles, and it wouldn't tell you anything else than that, And we'd see that and be like, oh shit, we are in the right place, and then 35 miles later, nothing.
We asked, there was a festival of some sort going on in whatever small town.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we pulled into some small town and they're having their farmers market day or some crazy shit. Some shit. It wasn't like that. It was like some sort of town pride festival parade thing. And yeah, we couldn't even. We had to take detours just to get around the town because they were having.
And this one guy was like. This one guy was real interested. He was like, man, Rainbow Festival. Yeah, I tell you what you need to do. You need to go to the next town over, and you need to find Chuck. Find Chuck, because Chuck will know where the Rainbow Festival is. If anybody knows, go find Chuck. And we're like, well, how do we find Chuck? He's like, oh, you won't have any problem finding Chuck. Just drive on the main street. You'll see Chuck, and Chuck will tell you. And so we went to the next town over looking for Chuck, and we never found Chuck.
I don't think we really took that one seriously. We did get a lot of advice like that. Great. People were just like, oh, no, I don't know, but so-and-so would know. You should ask them. And I'm like, we don't live here, guy.
At the end of it, we never did find Chuck. Chuck never appeared and showed us the way. But we were pulling into... Chuck. Chuck was a lie. That's the deal.
The Chuck was a lie.
But we pulled into... After dark, we pulled into some dead-end dirt road, and there was a house there with a porch light on, and this kid standing in the porch light. This kid was 15 or 16 years old, and we called to him from the road, and we said, hey, we're looking for the Rainbow Festival, and he came down, and this kid just happened to be standing on the porch, which I believe was probably a nightly ritual, wishing that something would happen in this dumbass town
tonight. I know it.
No, this dude was looking at you two like you two are looking for the Rainbow Festival,
and he jumped in the back seat and fucking took us to where he figured it probably would be, which was some
fairyland.
No, it was some forest preserve.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and this is another thing I barely remember. I was like, I remember picking somebody up at some point, and it was a total waste of time, but.
And he was just like, man, you don't know how excited he was to be leading us into the middle of nowhere.
Happy to be off of the out of his lawn.
Happy to be doing something. And he also did not know where the Rainbow Festival was and led us into nowhere. And we drove around with him for an hour or so and then dropped him back off at his house.
Okay, yeah. I guess we just took him back.
He wished us luck, and we were on our way. And...
now, the audience will notice that I, Scruffy over here, have not been remembering much of this stuff too keenly. And the truth is, I don't remember a lot of it too keenly. But the part that I do remember very keenly is a part that David Waverly is saying that he doesn't remember that well, which is toward the end of this little adventure, before we decided to leave Illinois, but somewhere toward the end. We said, all right, wait a minute, we're in the wrong spot kind of thing, and we did a U-turn, and then we said, wait a minute, no, wait, that was the spot. Now let's just pull into this gas station or kind of thing, and it was like we did 2 U-turns in a row and pulled into a gas station or something. And immediately this fucking
did 2
cop...
U-turns in a row, so you guys did a circle?
More or less. Yeah, It was like, turn around, oh, no, wait a minute, turn around, you know what, let's just stop, that kind of thing, right? And so in comes this cop zipping up right behind us, stops, throws his lights on, gets us out the car like we're felons. It wasn't a felony stop, but he was pretty much treating us like we were about to bolt. After about 5 minutes, he finally comes up and talks to us, and he's like, well, this car is stolen. And I was like, no, this is I said, look, Missouri plates. And he looked at the plates and kind of did a double take, and I'm pretty sure he ran our plates as Illinois plates is what happened. Because I saw it in his face. He looked at our plates, and it was just like, oh, shit! And I was like, no, this is a Missouri plates, Missouri car. My car's not stolen. This is my car. You're lying to me, basically is what I said to him. And the guy goes back to his car, and, long story short, they tried to hassle us a little bit, but not really. And after wasting as much of his time, or much of our time as he could, the guy came back and was like, "Oh yeah, your car's clean. Sorry about that," or something. I don't think he said sorry. But I do distinctly remember David asking him where the Rainbow Festival was. Because, I mean, fuck, the cop would know, right? He's like, "So yeah, we're trying to get to the Rainbow." I don't think you said anything like we're trying to go get some drugs, but you basically did. It, like the way you put it, it was basically like, "Well, now that you're done fucking with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. We're trying to go to the Rainbow Festival and get high. Do you know where it is?" Or something like that. It wasn't that bad, but it was basically, yeah. They knew what was up instantly. And I forget what they said too, but it was some jerk off shit, kind of like "Fine, Chuck." You know, it was like, "Oh, it's down that away," kind of thing, knowing damn well that it wasn't.
I do not recall any of that.
And yeah, David Waverly remembers like none of this shit for some reason.
I did, dude. When Pete tells me stories, I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
The only reason I can figure that you wouldn't remember any of this is because that was the kind of thing that happened to us pretty much all the fucking time in those days. Yeah. We had cops just pull us out the car, stand there, and fucking waste our time jerking us off while they ran our fucking licenses 3 times in a row and then let us go. And that happened to us like about once a week, every 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. You know. Certainly more than monthly.
Now, at the end of the day, we decided to head back to Missouri. No fucking Rainbow Festival.
Yeah, that was kind of... That was enough of a downer. And we were like, "All right, we're pushing our luck here."
It's not about the it's not about the destination.
Yeah,
it's about the journey.
It's about the journey. And
Son of a bitch, man, that's funny stuff.
And then,
so fucking funny.
And then undoing the journey that you just did.
Yeah.
So that's the story of our trip to the Shaggy Dog Festival. I mean the Rainbow Festival.
The fucking weekend we spent.
It was a long time. It was like we were up there. We must have left early in the day or something because we were up there for like fucking over 12 hours. Fucking around, driving in circles. Stopping at every stupid campground and festival stage that we saw.
I've spent better weekends.
I have spent better weekends than that. I've spent worse weekends than that.
That's
because
true.
The cool thing was it wasn't like we had any obligations. We didn't have anything to do. We didn't blow off work to do this or anything. I mean, it was just like in the end, all we would have done if we hadn't gone on this trip is hang around at home and crack jokes about stuff. So I mean, it wasn't like that bad. It was just a lame experience, given what we were led to expect.
Yeah, and that's the story of our Rainbow Festival that never happened. Keep it natural.
The end.